everyone. I'm Jennifer. Welcome to Yurt Yoga. I'm here in my little yurt in Talkeetna, Alaska, and ready to practice a little bit of yoga with you. Today we're going to be doing a core strengthening sequence primarily, plus a few other things. Don't do anything that hurts. Move only as far as you can. And remember to breathe and relax and have fun. So we're going to start on our backs in what we call constructive rest. So the knees are bent, they're hip distance apart, toes are in just a tiny bit. And then we lie down right on the mat. We'll take a deep breath in right here and exhale. Just kind of letting the rest of the day step back for a little bit so you can focus on taking care of your body, taking care of your mind with a little bit of yoga. Inhaling again and exhaling. Let it all out. And then we'll let the lips lightly close and we'll let the rest of our breath be through our nose. Anytime you catch yourself clenching your jaw, then relax that. And anytime you catch yourself holding in the root of your tongue, relax that as well. So with our mouths lightly closed, we'll make the inhales and exhales even with each other. Counting can help with that. We're not looking for perfection. We just would like for the number to be about the same. And now that we have that pattern established, let's press into the back of the head just a little bit. We'll draw the left shoulder blade in toward your spine, down toward your kidney, and then the same thing with the right, in and down. Palms will turn up if they weren't already there. And now we'll start to lengthen the breath. So whatever your count was, maybe it was 4 or 5 or 6, now it might be 6 or 7 or 8. Inhaling this longer, deeper inhale. And exhaling more fully as well. Cultivating this slow, deep breath that is so restful and restorative for your body. If your mind happens to wander away, that's okay. Just bring it back to your breath. Bring it back to what you feel as the breath moves into your body. You'll notice your rib cage moving, your belly moving, even the air as it passes through your nostrils. In this way, we develop mindfulness. We develop the ability to be in the present moment, noticing how our bodies feel from moment to moment. Now, you can bring your hands to your tummy right below your belly if you'd like. We'll inhale again. And then as you exhale, draw the lower core in just as tightly as you can. And then we'll inhale, relax. Our spine stays in neutral here. There's a little curve in the lower back. And exhale, draw the tummy in again. Belly button comes all the way into the spine. That's the action you're feeling for. And we'll do that again. Inhaling, we relax those muscles. And exhaling, draw in. One more like that. Inhale, relax the lower core. Exhale, draw in. Good. Then we'll let the hands rest down alongside the body once again. We'll turn the palms down, and this time moving with our breath. We'll inhale, push into the heels, lift the tailbone up off the mat, and continue peeling the spine all the way up until you can't inhale anymore, and then exhale and come down, one vertebrae at a time, still pressing those shoulders down into the mat. Collarbones stay broad, and again, the jaw stays relaxed. We'll inhale and peel up. And exhale and come down, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, peel up. And exhale, come down, nice and slow. So you're going your slow, deep breath. So if I'm going too fast for you, pause and do your breaths. Catch up to us in just when you're done. We'll inhale, come up. This time we'll hold here. Let's press into the inside of the heel. Press into the inside of the big toe. Press into the outside of the shoulder blades. Chin is straight up toward the sky. Two more breaths, warming the body up here. And then with your next exhale, we'll come back down. Nice and slow. And then if it feels good, draw your knees in, give them a hug. We're going to leave our legs up, shins parallel to the floor, and rather than having the legs squeezed together, we'll have them hip distance apart, so they're right in line with your hip joints. And then the ankles will be in line with the knees. So they won't be down here, and they won't be in here. They'll be right in line with the knees. Now we're going to keep the core really strong here as we do something called leg drop, and it looks like this. We'll inhale, keep the core strong, strong, strong. Let the leg gently, slowly drop toward the floor. When it won't go any further without arching the back, that's where you start coming back up with your exhale. We'll do the left leg first. Inhale, come down, down, down until you can't go any more without moving your back. And then exhale and come up. This is slow motion, and it's matching your breath. Inhaling down and exhaling up. Maybe the toes touch the floor, maybe they don't. Really doesn't matter. You're working with your body. Inhaling down and exhaling up. We'll do one more on the left side. Inhaling down and exhaling up. Now let's go to the right leg. Inhaling, we come down. Core stays engaged the whole time. Exhaling, we come up. And inhaling down. And exhaling up. Taking our time. We know where we're headed, but we're giving our core as much attention as we can. Strong core protects the back, protects our balance. It also contributes to a sense of groundedness. Good. And then we'll draw the legs in and give them a hug. I think that was 4, but if it wasn't 4 on the right side, do one more. Now we're going to bring both legs down and up at the same time. This may not be for everybody, but if you have a tender low back, you're going to make your fingers like this underneath your body. So you're going to hold your sacrum just like that. Everything else is the same. We're going to draw the core in. Inhale, legs come down. And then exhale, legs come back up. So we're not moving the knee joint at all. It stays at 90 degrees. We're just moving the hip. We'll inhale and come down. And exhaling and come up. We'll do 2 more like that. And again, how far down you go doesn't matter. If you touch the floor, great. Congratulations. If you don't, great. Congratulations. You're strengthening the core nonetheless. 1 more like that. Inhale down. And exhale, come up. I'm going to draw the knees in and give them a hug. Rock side to side if you like that. Or cross your ankles and grab hold of your toes and make circles like so. We're going to roll to one side to sit up. I'm going to sit back from here. So the spine will stay nice and straight no matter what. So if you find you're curving in the core, then we'll draw the shoulder blades down and back and the tummy in. Lengthen out through the back of the crown of the head. So this is how we're going to hold on. You can hold on here if you're new to strengthening your core, or if you're healing a tender low back. You can use 2 fingers and hold on just at the base of the hamstring as well. We'll inhale here and then exhale and sit back. So we're barely holding on. We're sitting back just a little bit. The tummy's in tight, shoulders are down and back, and the heart is lifted. You're going to feel this work in your core, maybe a little bit in your lower back, but nothing should hurt. We'll come back to seated. We'll do this a couple times. Inhale here, and exhale, sit back, sit back, sit back. Shoulders are down, heart is lifted, and then we'll sit back up. Now, if you'd like to work a little bit more into this exercise, then you stretch your hands right alongside your body. We inhale, sit back, and exhale and sit up. And inhale and sit back. And exhale and sit up. Maybe we'll do this 1 more time. Inhale and sit back. Sit back so far that if you sit back another millimeter, you're going to fall. Find that spot and we'll hold it for about 2 breaths. It's okay to quiver a little bit. Heart is lifted, tummy is in. Last breath. And then we sit up. Great. We're going to cross the ankles, come right over the top of the feet. Let's see, I'll go this way. So it looks like this. From here, cross the ankles over the top of the feet. And here we are in all fours. So on all fours, you're going to want to stack your joints. Stack your wrists right under your shoulders. Knees right under the hips. Shoulders are going to go down and back, and the belly is going to engage. We'll take a deep breath in here, and then with your exhale, round your back. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, round your back. Lift up, 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 up. Then as we inhale, we're going to lift the heart forward, lift the tailbone up, and see if you can move the sits bones away from each other. When you're at the end of that inhale, then we do the reverse. Exhale, round the back. This is the mad cat part of cat-cow. Those are the postures we're moving through now. Inhale, cow pose. Heart lifts through the arms and up. Exhale, round and lift. Maybe 1 more of those if it feels good. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll come back to neutral. So in neutral, we're lengthening out through the crown of the head, and the belly is engaged about 40% all the time. We're going to stretch the right arm forward and the left leg back. So fingertips are touching in front, toes are touching behind. And then you're going to check in and see what happened. Did you bring your weight to the outside of this knee? If so, we're going to make sure the hip joint is right in line with the knee joint. If this is work or painful for your wrist, you can come onto your fist as well. Now we'll stay here for just a second, engaging through the right side body. Shoulders down away from the ear, back of the neck is long, and if you'd like, I'm going to lift up that back leg. Flex the foot, and then you'll check and see, is it in line with my hip joint? So it shouldn't be above, shouldn't be sideways, just right in line, ankle to hip joint. Still the core is engaged, still lengthening out through the crown of the head. Sometimes people start to get tired in this posture and the head hangs down or the belly hangs down, neither of which is good. So if you find yourself getting tired, just rest, put the toes back down. Take a breath or two, and then come at it again. Otherwise, if you'd like to work a little bit more in this posture, we'll lift up that arm. Turn the thumb toward the sky, draw the shoulder down and back, lengthen out the fingers, lengthen out the heel, as if your limbs are getting longer. And then with your next exhale, we'll set everything down. Stacking the joints once again, we'll move through cat-cow a few times before we go to the other side. So let's inhale, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round everything. And then again, inhale, lift. And exhale, round. And we'll come back to neutral and stretch the left hand forward and the right leg back. Here we check in to see that the knee and hip are still in alignment, drawing in the left side of the body just a little bit in order to do that. Core is engaged, back of the neck is long. Check and see if your head's hanging down. I noticed that mine was just a moment ago. And then we'll lift up that right leg. Press through the heel, draw the toes towards your chin. Check in with that left hip. Do we need to draw that in a little bit more? Shoulders down away from the ears. And again, if you find yourself getting tired, you'll know that's the case. If you lose your alignment or you lose your core engagement, we just put the toes down and rest for a breath or two. Otherwise, we'll lift up that leg and then lift up the opposite arm. Shoulder down away from the ear, thumb goes toward the sky. Everything else stays the same. And then with your next exhale, everything touches down. So again, cat-cow, if you liked that, shake the head, yes or no, to help it release. You might also like something called C-curve, where the shoulder comes toward the hip on each side. Little lateral flexion of the spine. And we walk our hands forward just a little bit for puppy pose. Puppy pose, the hips stay right above the knees. The arms go forward. Get a nice deep stretch in the shoulder. Now if you have tight shoulders, you might try this with your arms a little bit wider and then turning the hands out. Kind of like you're opening up a jar. If your forehead easily touches, great. If not, that's okay too. We're going to try to keep the elbows straight and away from the mat if you can. And then the shoulders down away from the ears. come up out of that, and with your next inhale, we'll come forward to a low plank. So we'll stay on the knees for now. Come forward so the shoulders are right above the wrists. And again, this can be fists if that works better for you. We'll take a deep breath in, and then with your exhale, come down so the elbow is even with the shoulder. We'll pause there, and then let the tummy come down. Roll the shoulders down and back. And here we are in a little baby cobra. So our baby cobra posture, if you have a tender low back, feet are going to stay hip distance apart. If your low back feels nice and strong today, squeeze your legs together from the big toe inside of the knee all the way up to the bum. Lift just a little bit, and then with your exhale, we're going to push right back through plank to child's pose. Now let's do that again. We'll inhale and come forward to the slow plank. We'll leave the knees down for now. Exhale, chaturanga. Pause right here. Tummy comes down, roll the shoulders back. Baby cobra as you inhale. Exhale, push through plank. Back to child's pose. We'll do that again. Inhaling, come forward to low plank. One straight line here, shoulders, hips, and knees. Exhale, chaturanga. You might want to push right back up just for fun. This time we'll come down. Let the tummy touch down. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the legs together. Activate the core. Exhale to child's pose. This might be a good time to roll your wrists out a little bit. Anytime they get sore, we'll do just like that. We're going to come back to that core strength work in plank just a little bit. So come down to the forearms for a little while. Give the wrists a rest. We'll find our plank. So our knees can be down if you'd like, or you can be on your toes. But again, we want a straight line, shoulders, hips, and knees or ankles. And then with your next exhale, touch the knees down. Maybe you'd like to take child's pose, maybe cat-cow. We're going to work in side plank for just a little bit. So let's bring the right hand down, right under the shoulder. And we're going to come to the side. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. You can bring the bottom knee down and lift up that top leg, or leave it down too, or stretch out that bottom leg, stack the feet, or put one in front of the other, which is good if you're wobbly a little bit. So we'll lift the hips up high, shoulder is right above the wrist. I'm checking to see that that's so. And then this top hip sometimes tips backward. So we really want to roll it forward so we're strengthening that bottom core. We'll lift, lift, lift. And then stretch that bottom leg forward if you can. Inhale here, and exhale, and again. And one more time. And on your next exhale, turn yourself toward the mat. Both hands down. Let that leg slide away from you just a little bit. And then here we rest. If you'd like to come all the way down to your mat, go right ahead. Or whatever's comfortable for you. This is a fantastic stretch in the outside of the right hip here. And then we'll come out, same way we got in, plant both hands down, work into that back leg, and we'll come to downward facing dog. Now let's do that on the other side. So we're going to be taking side plank with the left hand down. Again, this bottom knee can be down if you'd like. This leg can be up. Or you can stretch or stagger or stack both feet. Up to you. Lift the heart up high. How about 2 more breaths here? Wonderful. Now, we're going to take that bottom leg, stretch it forward, let it slide along the floor. The hip touches down. Both hands touch down. Whenever you're ready, you turn toward the mat. Fantastic. Prone twist. You can come down just as low as you'd like. Check in with your breath. See if it needs to slow down. We've been working hard. Come out of that the same way we came in. Plant the hands, shoulder width apart. Activate that back leg and turn. And once again, we're in downward facing dog. In down dog, we'll bend the knees deeply. Push the shoulders away from the ears. And then let your belly rest on your quads. Relax your neck. And then lift the tailbone as high as you can with the belly still touching the quads. Then we gently lower the heels just a little bit toward the floor. We really don't want them to ever touch down. We just want to lengthen the spine here. Good. When you come to your seat, stretch your legs out for boat pose. One of my favorites. Boat pose. We're going to come from half boat to a low boat. So I call this cruise ship to canoe. So here's the cruise ship. Half boat pose. Ankles are in line with the knees, both vertically and horizontally. Hands are here. They can be here again, just as we did before, if you'd like. We'll inhale here. This is our cruise ship. And then we'll exhale and come really low, canoe. So the heels are barely above the mat, just the tips of the shoulder blades are touching. This should feel like work. Then we'll inhale and come back up. And exhale and come back down. Shoulders are down and back, tummy is in tight. Inhale and come back up. And exhale, down we go. Let's do a couple more just because it's fun. Inhale, come up. And exhale and come down. And last one, inhale and come up. And exhale and come down. We'll hold this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let it go. If it feels good to draw your knees in and give them a hug, go right ahead. Or whatever else might feel good, perhaps dropping the knees from side to side in a supine twist would feel good too. Now we're going to lift the legs up high. Let them fall just as far apart as feels good for your leg. And we're going to check and see that we don't have any external or internal rotation. External rotation is more likely. We just want the kneecaps, if they were together, to be straight back. And that's the case even when the legs come apart. We'll inhale, arms overhead, just hook your thumbs. With your exhale, come up. So as you come up, shoulders go down, belly crunches, and then the pelvis lifts a tiny bit, activating the lower core. Then we'll inhale and come down, and exhale and come up. And inhale down, and exhale up. And inhale down, and exhale up. And inhale down, and exhale up. And inhale down. This time we're going to hold it. Exhale up. Shoulders are down and back. Core is in tight. Draw the pelvis in just a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Everything comes in. If you gather tension in your neck, turn your head chin to shoulder. It helps. And again, massage your sacrum or low back if that feels good as well. And we're going to stretch the arms out at a T. And then if you listen carefully, it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to move my hip in line with my chin. So I'm going to push into my feet, lift my pelvis up off the mat, shift so my left hip is in line with my chin. So my hips go over to the right. Then draw those knees back in, roll to your side, and enjoy this supine stretch. You might like to turn and look over your opposite shoulder toward your hand if that feels okay for your neck. You might like to change it up a little bit by straightening that top leg or maybe drawing that bottom leg back. These will change the stretch in your back quite a bit. So find one you like. And then check in with your breath. Is it still slow? Or maybe we can make it slow again. What was your longer count? And then if you adjusted your legs at all, we'll bring them so the knees are stacked once again. Draw the knees in. Give them a hug. And then we'll switch sides. We'll bring now the right hip in line with the chin and let the knees fall to the side. You might decide you like to unstack your knees or straighten out the top leg or both, or turn your head. And then to come out, we'll turn the chin toward the sky, restack your knees, and rock onto your sacrum once again. We'll align the hips and the shoulders. Then again, if you like to draw the knees in and make circles to massage the low back and sacrum, or grab your toes, you're welcome to do that. And then we'll open the knees to hip width apart. We're going to take happy baby pose. A couple different ways of doing it. One is to take hold of the outside of the leg really low on the hamstring. Draw the legs into your chest and then Stretch the heels toward the sky. Or maybe you can reach inside, so elbows brush the inside of the knee, and take hold of the outside of your foot or your big toes with your peace fingers. Once you've done that, we'll stretch the heels toward the sky. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears and gently press the tailbone toward the floor. You can hold right here, providing a little bit of traction with your arms. Or you can bend one knee, straighten out the other one, see how that feels. We'll keep a strong flex in the foot either way. And we'll use this posture to connect with our breath once more. Check in to see, is it that longer count that we practiced the beginning? Now it's time for Shavasana. Some people say Shavasana is the hardest posture in all of yoga because it asks us to be still and relaxed. So we'll stretch the legs out, and maybe your heels need to be close together, maybe a little further apart. You decide. We'll roll the shoulder blades in toward the spine and down. Lengthen the back of the neck. And here's a modification. If your low back hurts, we'll bend these knees, walk your feet to the outside edge of your mat, and then knock your knees together. Let them hold each other up just like that. Once you get to the Shavasana that you like best, then we'll check to see that there's no tension in the jaw or tongue or lips. We'll let the eyes lower or close. Let's take one big deep breath together, inhaling and exhaling. And now we'll let go any management of the breath at all. So no more counting, no more checking to see if it's even. We'll just watch it come and go like water on the beach. The waves rolling in, rolling out. Shavasana, so important to allow the body time to recalibrate. Changes have already been made. Things are already happening inside you, strengthening and stretching, breaking up adhesions, detoxifying, rest and digest systems. It's all happening. So we give the body just a couple minutes to rebalance. I'm going to say goodbye now, but first I thank you for coming. Thank you for spending your time with me in my yurt. Stay in Shavasana just as long as you can. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.